Oh man. Ding, 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 I'm a soul man. Ding, 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 I'm a soul live man. Alright. Yeah, nah. You call me pretending that I didn't know I just hit that button. And also, oh boy, this lovely microphone. It's a multi-layered. It's an onion. It's an onion that you just never know which layer you're gonna get. But that aside, okay. One day, yeah, I should perhaps start with a build up and all that, but not my style. Not tonight, by the way. Definitely manic as all hell, which is a good thing. Without getting into too much detail, kind of, I'm going through like a little cleanse, we'll say. Okay, so nothing that would alter my state. What we got here? Au- authentic curves YouTube. Yo, that's a name. I'm definitely down with that. What's up, Mr. President? Actions, not distractions. Authentic curves YouTube. Cindy D, my son's life mattered. Sweetheart, it is always a pleasure, always an honor. So, all right, check it. I'm gonna rip right in. I'm gonna dig right in. All right, there's no time to lose, no time to waste. Matter of fact, when you just take the context of the world as we are living in it and everything we see every day, it really feels like things are dire. I'm very much not trying to. Oh, snap. Yo, what's good? It is great to see you. You're right. Yeah, I'm glad that I actually decided to come on. It seems like I'll be a man of my word. It's something I'm really working on in terms of consistency. And this I have deemed appropriate for YouTube and not Rumble. So, okay, digging right in, here we go. I feel like every American should already be caring about this by default. I don't know how many of my fellow countrymen or women or SpongeBob coconuts, and that's a whole other topic for another scenario, are aware of how many of your appliances are able to and do spy on you. I'm not trying to make you paranoid. I'm not trying to make you an alarmist. I am simply sharing what I learned to be fact and propose it here. And the open challenge will always remain, especially for Liberal Larry. I haven't forgotten you, bud. You live in my heart now. What's up, J Rod's on point? Everybody, J Rod, yeah, man, J Rod. Let's see if you can make any time this week. Say, let's. I know this is like last minute. I'm literally doing it live, and the appropriate thing would be to reach out and email. But I'm not an appropriate fella. I don't do anything by the book. I write the book as I go along. I'm a freestylist. Um, man, a Monday, any time of the day, Eastern Standard, and Saturday night. Those are my most available, and Sunday at any time. It's just, man, it's been long overdue. So that aside, what's up, Stephen A? Smash the like. Yeah, man, that's the energy we're gonna bring here. All right, so let me show you a little something because something very fascinating has happened in the House, which is where the GOP is. That's where the Republicans are. This is the place where I keep on finding myself, and I'm thankful for this. I go on the stuck in the middle page on Facebook, and I get flack for maintaining a right wing stance. I wish they could just remove the goggles and see things as I see them, which was for me a natural evolution to common sense, and we can take away the left or the right aspect. But people are tribalized and they don't want to unify. It is in our blood to want to convene, congregate, and make our tribes and find our villains and just thrive in conflict, never obtaining peace. So with that, let me just kind of segue into this article. I just wanted to find one of the most recent ones that I could before playing this very important clip. I think the clip that I found, I believe it aired 6 days ago, and the legislation that was blocked. And I'm shocked, and I need people to help me make sense of it. I need somebody that is smarter than me or just has a different perspective that can maybe make what Rand Paul did make sense to me. I know I probably need to read the entire legislation. It's like terms of service with TikTok. By the way, did you notice TikTok has since updated the American TikTok? You If you have gone on it recently, and I only know this because of watching somebody else on it, I don't use it. They posted a picture. Once before you go on, you have to click the box. You check it off. Knowing what we know now with the whole reason actors are on strike and AI running amok, and please do yourself a favor. I don't care. Pirate it. Get on Netflix. Watch, what is it? Killer Robots Unknown. I wish that was not the title of a documentary. But not to be an alarmist, it may be too late because it's already started in terms of artificial intelligence and automation. We already know in 2030, 3 million Americans will lose their jobs. It's a matter of fact. And if you want the citation, watch the documentary American Factory, which is still on Netflix, which is where the Chinese are buying land and factories, or where proud American working factories that paid great used to be are now owned by a Chinese billionaire. And there's plenty out there, and one of those billionaires, Fu Yao, is the one distributor. They are the third most successful in their business, which is making glass for automobiles, and they're paying Americans a pittance, and all the Chinese are the managers. Hopefully, a lot has changed there. So, okay, sticking to the guns here. Oops, YouTube. I said pew pewers. No, I said guns. So I just want to just learn in real time, what are all the devices like right now. Well, I'm being recorded by this mic, but you see, I bought this knowing that. So here's a little graph diagram, right? Modem. Here's some obvious. Are your smart devices spying on you? And there's a good reason I'm opening this, and I want to. This is a throwback. I thought about looking for the episode, but it's too far back. It was months ago where I found an article of whistleblowers that shared pictures of their ceiling fans, taking pictures of people's families and children. And the intention, though, is not to simply take pictures of you and your family. Like, that's not the design of the technology. That's not the intention of it, so they say. What it is successfully able to do, something as simple as a ceiling fan and smart bulbs, is it's able to look around your home, not like as a camera, but apparently there is a camera in there. What I'm meaning to say, it's not a camera that, as I understand it, can revolve and move around, but who knows? This part I'm speculating. But what is a fact is the whistleblowers revealed that the camera in there is able to look at your appliances and actually identify who owns them so they can better learn how to market to you. And they obtain this data and they sell it to the highest bidder. That's the world we live in. So with that, I wanted to get into more detail and learn myself, like, what is capable of listening to me. Something, just a random anecdote. I was at work the other day, and I don't know, I'm a weird guy. I started singing. Oh, geez, this is kind of embarrassing. Not my first choice to share, but transparency. Yeah, just random. I don't know why. Um, and it was with a lady coworker friend of mine. I started singing playfully to her. My milkshake brings all the, yeah, all that. All right, and then I turn on my phone on my break, and guess what commercial is playing with what song? Boom. Not a huge shocker. Our phones, even when intended to be off and not listening, it's always listening. Okay, so let's see. Televisions. This is a big duh because all televisions are smart TVs now. Anything with the word smart has the capacity to do the following: literally look at you, take pictures of y'all without our consent, which is the relevance of why I'm going to play the clip I'm going to play, and express my confusion as to this feud between Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Rand Paul. Two individuals I've grown to have respect for, and I'm a huge Ron Paul fan. So televisions, I'll just read the snippet, but I think we all knew this, and if you didn't, well, duh. Many TVs these days can connect to the internet, browse the web, run apps, be controlled by your voice, and more. Automatic content recognition can watch what you see and target you with personalized advertising. This is what happens every day of our lives on every instrument that gets on the internet. Every time we're on YouTube, we're on an algorithm that is autonomously just figuring out where or what they could put in front of us that would make us purchase something. And the dangerous part is when you look at things like, say, I don't know, Operation Mockingbird and propaganda from our own government, how they want to persuade us to think. And we've seen plenty of examples of that. Kitchen appliances. While a smart fridge can be a great convenience, I'd love one, by the way, it may also leave households that have them open to cyber attacks. I didn't know my fridge, aside from giving me crushed ice, could help somebody cyber attack me. You're learning in real time here, not breaking news. This is from 2021. Potential vulnerabilities have been reported in smart kitchen devices for years. Oh, I gotta be afraid of my freaking fridge. In this case, experts recommend doing a risk versus reward analysis to decide if there's really a benefit to having your fridge connected to the internet. I don't need a refrigerator connected to the internet. See, the technology is making a new breed of consumer that is getting, how let's say you get drunk and you just go on, I don't know, your PlayStation or your Amazon. You're like, I want to buy that and that and that and that. There needs to be. Oh, my TV just responded to me and said, "What can I open for you?" Nothing, you creep. Go away. You couldn't find any results. Stop it. You're wigging me out. Voice command. I didn't activate you. Quiet down. Okay, see? Look, the TV has a beef with me having this conversation on live. You got anything to say? Are you sending my coordinates to my handlers or Al Qaeda or something? Throwback to Al Qaeda. All right, well, that was very convenient. TV. Hey, I'm lonely. Nope, didn't respond. Okay. Um, so, webcams, home security cameras, duh. I don't even want to. Malware installed on your computer could take control. Oh, shit. Okay. This is going to make me a little alarmed. And that's what I don't try to do. I'm not trying to fear monger. Okay. We need to keep a cool head about us in some pretty stark raving mad times. Malware installed on your computer could take control of the machine's webcam and record for you. Actually, that's what like pierogi and scam bait YouTube channels. That's what they do. They hack into the scammers' CCTV cameras, monitors. They shut them bitches down. So just think of it being used by the actual scammers. And if we have malware on the computer, it can infect everything in our house. We could literally be living in a viral home. How comforting. Okay. Footage recorded on security devices may also be targeted and transported elsewhere. Now, you know that secret spot you put your key in or something like that? Yeah, let's send that to somebody. Man, like the trust levels I have with the world around me are at an all-time low. They're beneath my fucking foot. Make sure devices are up to date to avoid missing any security updates. Well, I'm going to go off the grid now. Smart bulbs. Okay, light bulbs. They're sentient now, right? With technology going into more and more places in the home, even our lamps. I do have a pretty freaky lamp over here. That's how I'm getting this light, because the other light was overbearing. And now I'm worried that this thing is like secretly checking out my ass or something, because it's kind of skewered down below. Ay, carajo. All right, maybe my lamp is attracted to me. I don't know. I'm going to have to work this out with the lamp tonight. No means no. Huh? All right. With technology going into more and more, last year, a hacker was able to launch an attack on a home computer networking through a Philips Hue Smart light bulb. A hacker was able to get to their target through a fucking light bulb. Philips quickly issued a security update that addressed the issue after the damage was done. That's how progress is made. The damage is done first, which is what scares me about AI. If you use these products, it's important to make sure you keep track of any updates as well. I don't know why I'm reminded of the one time the people that were making a bunch of cures and proteins out of the molecules. All they did was change their 0 to a 1, and then the computer, the algorithm, the AI automatically made 40,000 different recipes to kill a human being. We're in fantastically safe times. Smart speakers by design. Many smart speakers are always listening to us. If you are concerned about what your smart device may be gathering or recording about you, There are ways to delete information. Oh, I'm screwed. I've said it all. For Amazon Alexa, that will never be in this home. Users can request that the device delete what I just said. Okay, yeah, whatever. Like I'm gonna trust that. That's like telling, hey, police, investigate yourselves and give me your full report and let me know when you find yourselves guilty. Thermostats. Please tell me this ends on something like super ridiculous. Your belly button lint it now tracks your every move. While products like Nest can be a great convenience, there is a reason I'm reading this to completion so I can show you the bill that might be able to prevent this. And then the opposing argument, it's baffling. I don't know. As an American, I honestly don't know which way to go. And I'm trying to look at every angle here. Okay, all right. Let's see. Google owned Nest, however, has neither a camera or a microphone inside. That's not true for all temperature devices. Why is there a microphone? Okay, maybe you say, hey, thermostat. And thermostat goes, yeah, go low, go high, get low. Imagine if you had Little John playing, and you're playing get low or something, and the thermostat just keeps lowering. Okay, I made my joke now. LOL. That's not true, blah, blah, blah. Alexa supporting Ecobee4 products do have microphones. However, users can take advantage of a privacy mode. Okay, there's a privacy mode. Laundry equipment. Like your smart fridge, washers and dryers that connect to the internet. Why do they need to do that? I'm just old school. May result in unwanted information being shared. So I want to wash my britches. I want to just, I want to soak some boxers. And now I got to worry about what? God knows what being shared into who knows where. And you're going to go 4chan viral and you won't even know it. This is another instance where users should weigh the risk and okay, I don't have this smart tech. All right, modems, that's an obvious. Now I'm going to visit you guys and I'm going to play this clip. Okay. Hey, what's up? Just Scotty, Angry Conservative, Angel Wings. If this is news to anybody, let me know. This is news to me. I did not read this article. I just pulled it. Now I'm going to show you guys the clip. This is the meat and potatoes. This is the reason that I am doing this live. Let me make sure I have everything set correctly. All right. You're going to hear what I think is a very common sense proposal to everything that we have just gone through together. Let's hear him out.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon
These things are also
not with physical products.
Spectacular at knowing when to give ads.
4 months ago, the United States Senate and then the United States House.
Nope, this is not the right one. This is.
Many Americans remember waking up on Saturday morning to watch their favorite cartoons, including shows like The Jetsons.
I love how he's really trying to tap on the pulse of the everyday American with his reference to the Jetsons. Speaking to my generation, or perhaps boomers and millennials. Yes, we're that close.
As I look at the Senate pages who are here, I suspect none of you have any memory of the Jetsons.
Come on.
For those who are under 40,
meet George Jetson
in the chamber or watching at home, the Jetsons was a futuristic cartoon set in the year 2062. And it depicted a family from the future.
All right. If you don't know the Jetsons, I'm sorry for you. You missed out on some childhood. I don't see this as a necessary part to play. It serves as the presentation, but it is not the substance. It's just a buildup. We're going to cut through some of that, and I want to get more to the point.
Are commonly used in American households. Light bulbs, mirrors, air fryers.
Oh, God, don't tell me my mirror. Don't tell me my mirror is like, what is it, secretly projecting like when I check under my ball sack or something over to the Chinese. That's the last thing I want the Chinese to see, by God. Or we could get creative. No, okay. Serious talk.
Coffee makers, trash cans, kitchen faucets, refrigerators, and more. Are all becoming, quote unquote, smart. And we're able to control them with our phones or voice commands. A lot of that is...
Do we control them, or the cliche, are they controlling us? And when I say that, I mean they have their way with us. They can turn on and tune in whenever they want, apparently.
It's really cool. It's expected that in a few years, nearly 70% of American households, more than 80 million households, will own at least one smart home product. And this is by and large a good thing. Smart devices can help us improve our quality of life and complete daily tasks more easily. But with any technological advancement, there can be trade-offs.
Yeah.
And for smart devices, one of the potential trade-offs is our privacy. In Texas, we've become very aware of that cost. The past few years, smart thermostats have allowed electric companies to control the temperature in your own home from afar.
What in the shit?
In the name of conserving energy. Furthermore,
that's a complete breach of like consumer rights, if there is such a thing, right? If you purchase anything, I would assume the entire purpose of owning it is to control it and have it operate in the way you intend. So you're telling me the companies that sell me the product can go ahead and just utilize it to how they see fit. That's disturbing.
Americans don't realize or expect that the growing number of smart household devices and appliances have cameras on them and microphones that can surreptitiously record families and transmit data. In other words, when you're buying a new refrigerator, you don't expect your fridge to record you or listen to you or spy on you without your knowledge. And while some manufacturers have responsibly taken steps to more clearly label their products and to let consumers know they contain listening devices or cameras, others have not. And so I've introduced bipartisan legislation, which I authored alongside Senator Cantwell of Washington, a Democrat.
We can all, I think, universally agree. It is completely, I don't know, I think in some shape or form, unconstitutional, nerve-wracking, strange, creepy, paranoia-inducing to know that these companies that are marketing smart anything, I don't care, toaster, dildo, fridge, whatever, and it could surreptitiously, it can start, why is there a mic? Why is there a microphone inside a fridge? Does the fridge, is there a conversation that needs to be had? I'm trying to rationalize it in all truth. And I'm not fully seeing the purpose. Maybe I'm short-sighted here, but okay.
Democrat, the chairman of the Commerce Committee. I'm the ranking member of the Commerce Committee.
Wait, did I hear him say
our bipartisan
him and another Democrat? I always get nervous, and so this would help me understand. Second time watching this video, so I might pick up things brand new in real time. If he says he and another Democrat have come together, any bipartisan bill or piece of legislation that is getting pushed forward, and when they try to do it quickly, it's a red flag. Always the case. I forget the last example was when they caught Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham, not knowing the entirety of the bill that was being passed, and that stopped it. The transparency, the lack of transparency, and then essentially putting him up against a wall while he was being interviewed on Fox News, and him playing dumb even though he co-signed the very bill. So I need to hear if this is something that's bipartisan. That will add a lot of context.
Commerce Committee. I'm the ranking member of the Commerce Committee.
Hold on, more.
Third alongside Senator Cantwell of Washington, a Democrat, the chairman of the Commerce.
Okay, I'm nervous. That makes me nervous. Okay, right off the bat. Whenever they are so willing to put the differences aside that divide the people oh so well, and they just suddenly just shake hands, and whenever there's a bill that is being passed like this, it always benefits the powers that be more so. The elite, the 1%, the swamp, the deep state, whatever the case, the people with nefarious intent. So it's very, very seldom that I have any sort of optimism or faith that these two parties come together and say, hey, you know how we are literally generating some sort of a dog and pony show, Civil War-esque media tirade? you know, we're going to put that aside and we're going to work together and co-sign and write this bill together. We're going to work together, not going to report it except for this one little moment. And that was so fleeting, you'd almost miss it. So now we know they're willing to work together for this. Now my sense of being alert is heightened. And now perhaps I understand Rand Paul a little bit better, but still I have to hear it all out again.
Commerce Committee. I'm the ranking member of the Commerce Committee. Our bipartisan legislation would simply ensure that this information is clearly communicated to consumers so that you're informed before you buy a product that's going to photograph you or film you or record you. So that doesn't happen against your wishes and without your knowledge.
So hypothetically, you go into Best Buy, you buy a refrigerator, and it has a sticker on it. By the way, this refrigerator is capable of recording and filming you, or something. So is it like a disclaimer? Is it something that's going to be like on the price tag, like just a warning? It sounds like an attempt at false transparency, if you ask me. But I am a glasses half full. I mean, half empty kind of fellow when it comes to our lovely parties that be in our government. Even the people I've learned to consider somewhat of a champion of justice, which usually only falls strongly into the elements when they seek accountability of all sides. For when the people in power of those we trust are caught with their pants down, literally and figuratively, and when they're asking, just like with J6 and all that, and sticking it to the FBI. Those are the people I'm paying attention to. And now, but just all of a sudden, it's all kumbaya. We want to let the good people know that this item can do all these things. And that's what the bill is for, which is why I was so confused about opposition within the party.
Now, I expect in a minute we're going to hear opposition to my bill. Opposition focused on the proposition that any mandate put on a private company is somehow a burden. And it's a mandate to require your refrigerator manufacturer to tell you if your fridge is spying on you. Now, I'm sympathetic to the argument that there are too many mandates from.
Just being transparent, I'm just sharing. Random thought that popped into my mind just now. What company is paying him? What lobbyist? What representative of what corporation is footing the bill? I mean, that's how bills are created this day and age. By capital, from other people, from outside resources. Nothing from inside. The government doesn't pay for anything other than with our tax dollars and outsider influence. I'm cynical.
Government. And that many of the mandates are unnecessary and burdensome and costly. But requiring a manufacturer to tell you if they're spying on you does not fall into that category. And I have to say, in assessing the minimal burden, the disclosure burden,
I like disclosure,
against the harm, I fall down on the side of individual liberty. I fall down on the side of privacy.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think the American people want their air fryer spying on them. And at a minimum, they have a right to know if their air fryer.
Whenever they talk common sense, I'm always wondering what is in between the lines. I need to get my hands on this legislation. I need a full PDF. Need to read every fine print.
Spying on them. Now, I would note, my colleagues on both sides of the aisle agree. The presiding officer today serves on the Commerce Committee. This legislation passed the Commerce Committee by voice vote.
Why am I?
With bipartisan support from both sides of the aisle. This should be
Suddenly they're
a
proud
simple,
of
easy,
both sides.
pro-privacy step to protect consumers.
I like privacy. I just don't like when you two work together.
As if in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation be discharged from further consideration of H.R. 538, and the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration. Further, that the Cruz Cantwell substitute amendment at the desk be considered and agreed to. The bill as amended be considered read a third time and passed, and the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
Is there objection?
Mr. President,
Senator from Kentucky.
So here's what threw me for a
reserving
loop.
the right to object. Far too often, Congress operates under the delusion.
So he does a very simple explanation, but I believe I recognize the tactic watching so many of these hearings. It's a filibuster. He's just giving a very textbook explanation and definition. So again, it makes me want to do more research, which perhaps is, I don't know, a signal of Rand Paul, Republican Senator Rand Paul, telling us to do more research. Is that optimistic? Is it crazy?
Illusion that we know what is best for the American consumer. Instead of allowing market participants to determine the information they want, we seek to manipulate the free market to impose our preferences on private actors. As I'm sure my colleague will readily agree, the federal government is far too large in size and scope. In this case, additional federal regulation and the associated potential penalties and costs is not appropriate. This is not a case of industry committing fraud or making willful misrepresentations about their products. This bill simply mandates what manufacturers must tell consumers because it assumes that consumers are not sophisticated enough to make the judgment themselves. If American consumers want more information about a product,
This is exactly what we wanted from Twitter and what Elon Musk delivered on. The ability to have us not be insulted by people that think they know better. That's the stance he's taking. Okay, I am reconsidering. All right, I'm going to keep hearing him out here, but I just know I need to do my due diligence and follow up.
they can be sure they will make it known. If a manufacturer wants to sell more of their products, you can be sure they will listen to the consumers. Congress doesn't need to insert itself into every equation. I object.
Objection is noted.
For whatever reason, that makes more sense hearing it a second time. Maybe the first time it's knee-jerk. This is why you need to go back and always, give a gander again. Now I'm curious, and it makes sense. If, let's say, smart anything, there goes my TV. Smart anything, there goes my... I couldn't find any results. Fuck you, you creep me out. I'm going to give you a name. You're Bertha. You like that? Bertha? To keep the market competitive, what if instead of the House or the Fed or whatever getting involved with their regulations and whatever kickback or payback they get as a result of this, the free market listens to the fact that we don't like that they have these capabilities, and therefore they start building them with less of these functions. So maybe that would be a greater good that would happen down the line. Tell me what you think in the comments. Remember, I go back, I watch every single live and read every single comment.
Mr. President.
Senator from Texas.
So I've listened to the objections of my friend from Kentucky, and I use that word as many do on this floor, although he's not listening to my response, but that's his choice. The first time I ever spoke on the floor was in support of Senator Paul's filibuster in 2013.
Stop. I don't like that he's trying to grease him up like, oh, come on, Rand Pauly. You remember that time that I massaged your feet when you were trying to do a filibuster? Like, what the... Like, I don't know. I just got a vision of Ted Cruz having like a girly sleepover and trying to have a pillow fight with Rand Paul, and he's just like, "No, it is my individual right, not the House, to tell me that I can decline your pillow fight, Ted Cruz. Don't ask me how my brain works."
Senator Paul is fond of telling his constituents that he's a libertarian, that he defends privacy.
Good.
I'm not quite a libertarian. I'm a conservative, but I have strong libertarian leanings. And I want to note the irony that Senator Paul, who's devoted his entire public career to defending liberty and defending privacy, just objected to protecting the privacy
HR
of over 300 million Americans. Just objected to Americans knowing whether they're being spied on at home.
When you paint it like that, it's like, Rand Paul, what the hell are you doing? Which makes me even more intrigued. And I don't know, suddenly, maybe I'm biased. I think I'm looking at someone who's been polished and groomed to speak on someone else's behalf. What special interest is behind this? Maybe I'm just looking too deep, and I'm very, very much looking forward to any of the comments regarding this topic. I need to learn. This brain is lonely in between this skull here.
I have to admit, it's truly flabbergasting.
Flabbergasting.
I'd like to invite my colleague, Senator Paul,
for a pillow fight in his pajamas,
to join me in front of a gathering of libertarians. And let's discuss with libertarians which side of the aisle you want to be on. Do you want to be on the side of big business, surreptitiously tape recording, photographing, and videoing you in your home, in your bedroom?
And those are facts. That's what the whistleblowers revealed. I'm going to, upon request, if you are interested in me pulling up the episode I did where I showcase the examples of these very photographs that took pictures of families' faces, your children's faces, and let them loose, and also identified the products that it could within its line of sight, hit 1, and I'll go ahead and I'll share it in my community. If there's more than 4 ones, it will be done. But okay, man, it's so confusing. Why? There's got to be a deeper reason as to why this is an issue.
Without you knowing about it, or is a mild and nominal disclosure requirement?
Disclosure.
Simply saying if you're going to tape record someone or videotape them in their house, you got to tell them. Is that a justifiable burden? I hope.
Does that give them permission to do it if you know it?
That in time, reason will prevail, because we ought to be protecting privacy. This is a bill. If we vote on the Senate floor, I'm confident the vote would be 99-1. I am confident every senator, except the senator who just objected, would support this bill. Protecting people's privacy is a good idea, and I hope the Senate can get there as a body.
That little I hope and balance tells me I want my payday. Okay. I'm very, very curious. All right. 1, 2, done deal. Those of you have asked, and I shall deliver. I will find that live I did so many months ago in different times, and I will show you guys everything I covered then, because things have come to the precipice. Here, I'll show you the search results when I was looking for examples of appliances spying on us, obviously using DuckDuckGo. Always ignore Vox, by the way, for obvious reasons. A microwave, Popular Mechanics. A microwave can't spy on you, but plenty of other appliances can. I think we understand. Wait, what we got here? CIA wants to spy on you through your appliances. Okay. 3-letter agencies get my attention because of their funding, because of how damn shady they are, which is what they are by design. This is an anonymous reporter, clearly. Oh, don't. Okay. As long as you do not make it mandatory for me to, I don't want to accept notifications. Okay. Let's see if I find anything. Okay. You know how sometimes you hunt for an item that you have misplaced? A really cool aspect of the Internet of Things could allow you to ask, what did I do with my remote control? The computer could tell you, okay, good. Let me get to the nitty gritty. How often does your doorbell ring? Individually, these pieces of information may not seem overly important, but connect the dots, and it gives a very detailed snapshot it gives a complete pattern of your life to people we don't know that are watching us for reasons that can go beyond monetizing us, beyond just feeding our consumerism. Imagine hypothetically if every single person that went for a frolic on over at the Capitol on January 6th, imagine if every single one of their appliances, I mean, let's start to wonder, aside from all of the narcs that told on their neighbors and family, how many of their smart appliances that they didn't check off the box of knowing was able to record or identify their patterns. That's an FBI CIA wet dream, being able to just watch us without even putting forth the effort. Randomly at any moment now, some creep could just hit a button and start watching you from any angle. And just looking around my studio here, from there, from here, the lamp that wants to have sex with me, that TV that keeps talking to me. Hell, man. I think that empty bottle of water is starting to eye me funny. All right, web connected gadgets will transform the art of spying. This is where it goes. And the real kicker is that the Americans will willingly bug their own homes. Think about that. They've already gotten that far. It's just like watching a documentary about the dangers of AI when we're already deeply invested and Pandora's box has essentially been opened. It's just the speed of which that they can possibly start to close it or take any form of control. That window is closing every day. The things that they want to do, please do yourself a service. I don't care how you do it. You have to watch the documentary Unknown Killer Robots. That is sadly the name of a completely true tale of artificial intelligence and automation and what they are doing actively, and how every military in the world wants them to be weaponized. And the new space race is essentially to be the next dominant force of AI, because dominant AI equals a superior military force. That we're inviting Skynet, like we grew up on Terminator, and we're sitting here willingly, just like with COVID when it started. I mean, I think a lot of us didn't take to it like the masses did, but look how many people that we thought we knew, oh, so willingly surrendered their freedoms, their jobs, their ethics, morality, whatever, their own individual thinking, and just did whatever they were told to by a man that is now being sought, finally, for some sort of charges with his misappropriated authority. And that's Dr. Fauci and his secretary, whose name I can't remember right now, but that was on one of my last lives. We have made the deep state not have to lift a single finger. We're doing all the work by just buying what we buy. All right, let me see here. Here's a quote. CIA Director David Petraeus, I remember that name. How old is this? Cannot wait to spy on you through your smart appliances, according to Danger Room. Petraeus spoke about the coming Internet of Things. This continues to be quoted. Internet of Things. Internet. Oh, get a little deep into the internet. Okay. Sorry, that reminds me of like Upchurch making something really complex, but I'm doing the thing right here. Internet. All right. At a summit for the CIA's venture capital firm in QTEL, items of interest, this is quoted, will be located, identified, monitored, and remotely controlled through technology such as radio frequency identification, sensor networks, tiny embedded servers, and energy harvesters, all connected to the next generation internet using abundant, low cost, and high power computing. The latter now going to cloud computing. Imagine what they can already do, even if we have minimal technological smart items within our household. I think they could pretty much like flip a switch for us without us having to flip the switch ourselves. We're surrendering our power, our autonomy entirely, and we're fighting over just nonsense. It's dawning on me. Man, how much have we already let happen? And it just seems like a happy accident. Tell me it's not by design. A joke of an administration that enrages us so much that we go stupid in the head, maybe, and maybe we froth at the mouth and we focus a lot on Hunter Biden's plea, even though he needs to go to prison. and every news story and all this. Meanwhile, they've already been like under the gutters, man, allowing us to purchase items that allows us to give them a microphone into our very lives, to recognize our entire behavioral pattern and spectrum. They could that's how you take control. That would be how you completely are able to control a population if they're big brothered entirely. 1984. That's where we're at. And I'm not trying to be sensational, hyperbolic, but I'm just looking around, knowing how many items connect to the internet here. And wow, I suddenly feel very naked. Okay. Internet of Things is previously dumb appliances will be replaced by smart, energy efficient appliances. Microsoft showed off the home of the future and studied smart homes. All of those location aware apps, dude, they're smart toilets. That just made me wig out. Location aware apps that remotely control your smart home will also be sending tagged, geolocated data that a spy agency can intercept in real time. So if whatever infraction, see, you may think you're a law-abiding citizen until something is so draconian and that some regulation or mandate is made. Let's say hypothetically the vaccine, which was mandated essentially, and you refused it, and they had every right to force it on you for the pretense of the greater good because dumb people voted in masses. I guess they could find you. They would find you. You're already carrying your phone, so they'll find you outside of your home and every other smart device you got, the little AirPod, whatever ear pad things that I don't own. Or if you're hiding away in the house, man, they're looking at you, even if everything's off to your knowledge. Google is working on getting smartphones to work like remotes for home electronics using near field communications or NFC technology so devices communicate directly with one another as part of the Internet of Things. I'm going to copy and paste this because it keeps on coming up so much. I'm starting to think there's got to be more to this terminology. Those web-connected devices making up the Internet of Things, Jesus, will provide great convenience as well as a treasure trove of data waiting to be intercepted or data mined. Think of every private, personal conversation you have that might be viewed as anti-status quo or, God forbid, anti-government if it ever gets to that point, if we start toting the line of China because they're already cashing in and buying us out. We know that smart meters can be real-time surveillance spies. At the last Chaos Communication Congress in Germany, researchers presented smart hacking for privacy. This is a link for citation purposes, and demonstrated that detailed smart meter data can show what TV shows you watch, scan for copyright protected DVD movies you watch, and other privacy intrusive details. They're going to make breaking the law attractive. That's what we do as Americans. We rebel. We want to rebel. This makes me want to, I don't know, push the envelope and do stupid things because this pisses me off. Yet it took an amateur hacker only 2 days, 2 days to hack a home smart meter and fake the readings, which could result in a utility bill showing absolutely no power consumption at all. IEEE Spectrum previously explained it all sounds less paranoid when you consider that each appliance has its own energy fingerprint that a smart meter can read. Who might want to read the smart meter data? Insurance companies do to determine, oh man, this all looks like just a wide internet, like a spider web / internet. All of the companies that we're indebted to constantly, insurance companies, the three-letter agencies all working hand in hand, the IRS, the police, they have created a spider web that we're all in. And they can all they got to do is tap the thread and find us or listen to us. And they don't have to justify suspicion if we don't know that they're listening in. It's just something to ponder. Even other PIs, private investigators to monitor specific events, or even criminals to learn high-priced appliances and the best times to steal them. Add to the mix the CIA. Since household spy devices will change our notions of secrecy, especially for anyone considered a person of interest, look at J6 and think of what person of interest has turned into. And the fact that even as a Democrat, when I was still a lefty, when J6 was happening live, I went live immediately and it's still there, and I was celebrating and watching it in real time because I was proud to see Americans shouting, being heard, and taking action, because for so long we have not taken action and not been taken seriously by our government. They're not serving us. We are their servants. We're in their little four walls every day of our lives. Which constitutionally protected rights would this infringe upon? According to the Supreme Court and the Fourth Amendment's protection in the home, our cases show all details are intimate details because the entire area is held safe from prying government eyes. You know what I just thought of? You know what would be able to go around the Fourth Amendment protection of our homes being intimate exceptions? If you added the regulation that they could advertise, oh, by the way, this object, this refrigerator, this air fryer has a microphone and a camera. Do you agree to this, to purchase this device? And so if you do, you've already, clicked the box of, just like on TikTok, the terms of service. You don't really know entirely what you agreed to, but now you've just allowed everything to come in because you've already signed away the rights of any real privacy. You have signed away your Fourth Amendment protection because you've knowingly purchased an item that is capable, because you know it, of spying on you at any time. So you would not have any, in the court of law at that point, the protection afforded upon you by the Constitution or the Fourth Amendment would be null and void. You agreed when you decided to purchase that laundry or a lawnmower or mirror or whatever, smart anything. I'm just freestyle thinking here. That would be a way around it. Man, I'm wigging myself out considering that for a moment. Like, I'm pausing and I'm processing. That would give them the legal rights to invade our privacy. The Fifth Amendment claims you do not have to incriminate yourself, don't have to witness against yourself. See, none of this would matter if this all goes forward. And you have the right to remain silent according to Miranda rights. Not if you don't know. Like, they can pull up any file that you were talking about well after you start to be investigated under the name of being investigated, right? By moving to smart homes with smart appliances and the Internet of Things, there's that term again, which will connect every little device imaginable to the web. Will that be considered the same thing as choosing to waive your rights? That is the same conclusion. Oh, I love this website. I'm saving this. And, okay, hold on. I'm just going to keep that. I'm pondering new facts right now, honestly. Slim Reaper, brother, it's good to see you. Red Pill, I wish you well. Mutated Illustrations, Trisha, I did get your last message on Insta, and I will be responding. Okay, you have a legitimate question, so I know I'm going off the rails here. Do you hear my TV again? It doesn't creep me out. It's just it's an ironic little just nudge, like, remember, I'm watching you. Well, good thing I knowingly hit the button to get on. I just wanted to articulate everything, and I never expect when I go live what's to come, what's going to develop. This is why I have the passion for it. You all, as you know, every single one of you add to that passion, that relevance. You make me feel like something is being accomplished, and by God, it's helping my brain actually sponge in all this information and possibilities. Thank you, Angel's Wings. It's good to see you too. By the way, by the by, and anybody I've missed, and remember, every single comment, if you took the time to say a single word, I will be reading it. And White Dragon, oh man, it is great to see you, brother. I've missed you. Totally 1984. So I know I got a lot to ponder now. I think I'm going to do some research. I'm probably tomorrow going to look for that episode and show you guys. the photographs and the video and the article of the appliances and the whistleblowers that came forward and talked about and showed evidence of something as simple as a ceiling fan taking pictures of our families, your children, all of the things I've already said, and then some, and identifying, because we're nothing more than a serial number that has money and purchasing power that is just printed with no real substance, so they can maximize our consumerism. They can help sway what we look toward in terms of our interest of purchase, philosophy, theology, really anything, political campaigns. With everything they have, they can listen in on anything and everything that we say and know exactly how to play at our heartstrings. There's nothing sacred left anymore. We are at a fringe moment here. Hard decisions are going to have to be made. I'm going to go ahead and research that legislation that is bipartisanly being pushed, and Rand Paul being the only person to put his foot down. That is all highly suspicious. I hope this has all provoked some of you to also think about where we're heading, what this world is turning into, what this country is doing, and what is the real interest of our government for us, the working people here. Because I no longer see anyone or anything, any system that wants to help us prosper. I just see them wanting to prosper off of the sweat of our backs and nothing more, and play with us and the illusion of rights and the illusion of choice when it comes to elections and the illusion of free speech when you talk on YouTube. It's a lot to think about. So I have been drying up, as I said, and just going completely clean, and I'm liking the results. I like the way I'm thinking. I think I'm going to stick to it, for me mostly, but also for all of you. I feel like I'm more effective. I'm more of my best self, this clear-headed. I'm going to keep my head in the game because it's getting intense out there. Everybody, good night to you. And why would Rand Paul? Yeah, Trisha, you didn't see the whole video there? Bone Crusher, right? Things like Syria. What's up, Bone Crusher? Welcome. And I really hope you guys have heard everything I've articulated. And that's what I'm saying, Trisha, okay? Remember, I told you, I think, my theory, as I was reading everything after the clip, is Ted Cruz's proposal, which is bipartisan. It's always a red flag. That means there's something always there that's going to profiteer the powers that be. So if we knowingly purchase items that have a disclaimer, hey, this fridge or laundry, whatever, or air fryer, microwave does have a microphone and camera and is capable of recording or something, it would somehow dimmen and lessen how crazy that sounds. And it would just be a box we check off. It would just be like logging on to TikTok and just clicking like, yes, I accept the terms of service, and you're on, and you don't even know what you signed. So then if the time comes where they need to listen in or find you out or know what you're about, you have already signed your rights away by agreeing to purchase an item. And they don't have to. Rand Paul's vision would be the market responds to the people, we the people, not appreciating that we could be spied on by nearly everything in our house, that we want our privacy. And he's being the optimist and a realist. The market would have to cater to us, the people, because we're the ones with the power. If we could just recognize that they need to have their items sold. And if it's only as simple as putting a disclaimer on it, how seriously do you think they're going to take that? They're going to put everything on the market and we're just going to buy it. It'll be an afterthought, and boom, no more Fourth Amendment protection. You've suddenly agreed that what happens within the confines of your home is not intimate and or sacred. It is now fair play. That's exactly what this is, in my opinion, as I'm thinking in real time. So that's where we're at, and I need to meditate on this. All right, thank you one and all. There's a lot more to come. There's a specific topic that I've been curious and I've been needing some feedback about. that Barbie movie and things that people are saying, even though as I think about it in the grand scale, though, it seems so small. But when it comes to any outside influences that want to slip symbology or whatever, what's the term when they're advertising to you with that, to your subconscious? I cannot remember the term, but the world we're growing in is making me just paranoid and have zero trust in my heart, except for people that I know. All right, I'm bantering nonstop. I am intending to say good night, one and all. Let's keep our head in the game. That's all I gotta say. You all are the MVPs, and I wish you all a fantastically good night. Sleep tight. Turn off all your smart shit. White Dragon, Slim Reaper, Angel Wings.